So now that you have your opportunity all created, this is how you're going to access Docusign and or Dotloop through your opportunity. So you've got all your information here with your buyer, and then you're going to go to Documents, and then in the top right, since you have everything connected, it's going to say Start a Transaction. And for this one, if you have both connected, you've got Docusign and Dotloop, but you're going to go ahead and click Docusign, and then this is going to automatically create a room for you and open it up. And so now you can see we've got this name. If I were to go back and edit any of this information, so let's say we want a different opportunity name to 123 Main Street, Zach. And we hit save, and then we hit sync transaction date. Now when we go to documents and go to transaction, so once you're in your transaction, you want to go over, you'll start in your Documents tab, you want to go to your Details tab, and this is going to be all the information. So while you're in here, you want to make sure you add as much information as possible. So seller name 1, the property address, property type, legal description, offer date, all these other dates. And this is just going to make filling in your documents a whole lot easier throughout the transaction. It's got a spot for the listing agent 1 and 2, as well as buyers, which will automatically be filled in. And then the agent as well, which is going to be yourself. And if there is a buyer agent too, you add them there. Then you want to make sure that you hit save on that right hand side. Now that you have everything all set up, you're going to go ahead and add in your documents, and you're going to click Docusign Forms. And then when you have all of your forms, you're going to have these two packets here, which, as you can see, it's only pulling our KW forms, so that means we need to go ahead and adjust our preferences and add in a provider. So we'll click Realtor, and then you're going to add in all of the information. Just going to be your last name, your ID number, and then Ohio Association of Realtors. So now that you have that all validated, when you go back to your rooms, when we open up our buyer, when we go to documents and we click add DocuSign forms, it's now going to have all of our OAR forms as well. So under our buyers, that's pretty much everything that you'll need. So you're going to go ahead and put in all of the information that you'll need in order to get your offer submitted. And while you're adding other documents, you can click around and see if there's anything else that you need. Once you have them all selected, you're going to go ahead and click Add Selected. And then these DocuSign forms are just going to sit here until you edit them. So there's two ways you can go ahead and edit them in here one by one and make sure that all the information is correct. So it's going to have all these fields. You put in the information. As you can see, we had this auto-populated, so it's there. You've got check boxes, so you just want to make sure everything is filled out. And then once it's ready, you hit save and close. And you're going to want to do this for all of your documents. Just put them all together real quick. And then when you go ahead and select them to sign, you'll select all three, and then you're going to click Create Envelope. And then you're going to need your buyer and your buyer's agent to go ahead and sign your documents. So you'll select those here. And then it's going to pull all those forms into your room. And if you need to, you can always adjust these in the order that you want them to be sent to them, because that does matter. And then you can set a signing order or not. If you don't, it's just going to send it to both people at once. If you do set a signing order, it's going to send to the SAC first and then technology second. Then you can adjust your email line, 123 Main Street offer. And then you can enter a message. And then you're going to go ahead and hit next. And so this is going to be the opportunity where you can fill in other information. So if you do want to print the name, then you can put that there. You can also fill in your documents one by one this way. As you can see, it's going to fill in as much as possible. And you're just going to verify that everything's submitted properly. Put in your license number, things like that. And then let's say that if we don't want them to sign this is optional, we can go ahead and click that and then just delete them out. So it is financed, it's not cash, things like that. And then once you're ready and you double check your documents, triple check them, you can go ahead and hit send, and it's going to send those documents off to them. And once you send them off, it's going to say waiting for others, and it's going to show you here that currently it's going to Zach Vialhost 1 and he needs to sign. At this point, you can correct these documents, or you can copy or void it, or view all the full details, history, or even just view the documents that got sent out. So now that I have them, this is what your client's going to see. They hit review documents. And then it's going to ask you to go ahead and review and continue, and then they can click start and then sign. Once they sign everything, it's going to have this button up here that says finish. And then since we went ahead and finished this, now it's going to check and say that they've completed, and now their current is us, the buyer's agent. So then I'm going to go ahead and sign all of those documents real quick. And it'll even tell you that it needs your signature. And once those are all signed, you go ahead and refresh, and then it's going to say completed. So now when we go into documents, we're going to go ahead and click all documents. can see all of these documents that were signed. And then it's going to give you a certificate, and it's going to show you all of these signed documents here. And since those are signed documents and they're fully completed, now we can go to our opportunities, back to our documents section, and this room, since it's connected to our opportunity, you can go ahead and hit select. And it's going to show us the signed documents. So we just match them. So exclusive buyer rep. That's a pre-approval. Consumer guide. And if we go over here, it's going to take a look at our other required documents. So look, there's purchase agreement. Put that in. And so once all of those are ready, you go ahead and you hit submit to MC, and that's only when all of the required ones are uploaded. And this is all synced between this room and this opportunity. Once you have all your documents submitted, uploaded, and you submit your offer, like we had showed in the last video, everything will go smoothly, and you're all set with the Market Center, and you will get paid. If you have any questions, let me know.